Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial we're going to be doing this look on basically how to do your eyebrows or how to fill in your eyebrows. I know everybody has like their own separate different ways that they do things. Some use pomade, some use gels, some use powders, some use pencils, some use whatever they want to use, you know. So I'm going to show you what I do and what I use. I usually bounce back and forth from, brow pencils to brow powders. Sometimes I like to use like eyebrow gel mascara. It just kind of depends on what I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I'll use a combination both of powder and pencil, or sometimes I'll just use cream and then set it with a powder. It just depends on what I want to do that day. My thing is I always just make sure that the points here and here and here all line up to each other, so that way, they're fine, they match whatever, or they're close to matching. And the points of the brows, I know I've seen a trick where you can line a pencil up and you line it up against your nose right here, and that's where your brow, begins, and then from here to your pupil, that's where your arch should be, and then from here to the corner of your eye, that's where your your eyebrow should end. So I mean, I don't go and measure it like that every day because you get the hang of it. So I mean, that's just kind of like a tip to go off of that. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I do my brows, stay tuned and let's go ahead and jump right in. So the thing I'm going to be using today for my brows is the Brow Gel by Tanya Crooks. And what I'm going to be doing is just combing out my eyebrows to make sure all of my hairs are laying flat and going the same way. And they're combed out and nice and even. And then I'm going to take a flat angled brush and I'm going to be using that to apply the product today. And I'm just going to be going in with these two shades here. They don't have any names, but they are, the medium and the dark shade in the Trio Compact. So what I'm going to be doing is just basically whatever I dipped my brush into, I'm just going to use all that product on the brush and just apply that to my arch of my brow and just basically shape that area. I don't want to focus too much on putting any of the product towards the inner part of my eyebrow because I don't want to fill that one in as much as I want to on the outer part of my eyebrow. Now that I'm going to be moving into more the inner part of my eyebrow, I'm not going to be focusing so much dipping my brush back into the product because I want as little product as possible for the front because I want to have this ombre fading effect. I don't want it to be too dark on the inside because then it just won't look too natural. So then I just basically, underline it, and then I just kind of buff that line into the rest of the dark product that I use, like on the end where it's darker. And then I just use strokes and I just, go straight up and down so that way it will create kind of like an illusion that it's thicker and I have more hair there. Because I'm not really basically trying to shape that area. I'm trying to just make it look fuller. And then I'm just going to go back in with the spoolie and I'm just going to basically comb those hairs out if they got out of place and kind of just brush through it to kind of lighten up some of that product so that way it's not too dark and it'll just make it look more natural. Next, I'm just going to be going in with some concealer on a brush and I'm just going to be carving out my brows. Usually what I do with this is I just take it like on a flat brush, thin brush, not too bulky or anything, so I can kind of get in those tight spaces to shape it.
and I just need to basically shape, underneath it and on top, so that way it can, look sharp. I try to stay away from where my hair is, so that way I don't put any concealer on my hair. So that's basically what I do for that, and then I just kind of buff it out with my finger underneath so I don't have any line of concealer. So now that I'm finished carving out my eyebrows, I just usually take my finger and I just kind of buff out that concealer into the rest of my foundation. And then what I'm going to be doing is just getting a brush with my leftover powder on it, and I'm just going to basically set that concealer so that it doesn't move around and it stays in place. Then I'll just go in with some eyebrow gel, and then I'm just going to be setting that basically and make sure that the hairs won't move and they'll stay in place. And then I'll be going in with a spoolie again, and I will just be combing out if there's any areas that clumped up when I was putting on the eyebrow gel. And then I'm just going to be going in with a highlighter to finish off my eyebrows and just basically focusing that on my brow bone.
Alright guys, this is how I do my brows, how I fill them in. Hope you guys like it. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified about new videos in the future, make sure you hit the little ding bell so it notifies you whenever I post a new video. So thanks for watching.